Our next guest has an op-ed in the New York Times exploring the impact of the airline industry's consolidation on consumers, questioning whether it's caused more harm than previously thought. And joining us with more on this right now is Columbia Law School professor Tim Wu. Tim, of course, served as an advisor to the Biden administration on technology and competition policy. And Tim, obviously this matters. The airline industry is a huge part of our economy right now, ties things together. What's your commentary that bigger is badder?
I just think that the record is that every one of these airlines, when they merge, end up with lower quality for consumers, more seats packed in, and various forms of price fixing. So I think that the judge has an anti-competitive merger in front of him, should block it. Because
you're talking about not necessarily monopoly. There's a lot of different carriers, but I guess in each market, maybe one carrier that becomes the dominant force changes things.
Yeah, and part of this is obeying the will of Congress. You know, Congress passed a law in 1950, the Anti-Merger Act, that said if a merger substantially reduces competition, doesn't have to create a monopoly, substantially reduces competition, it is illegal. They were trying to, prevent over-concentration. In airlines, it's all about individual routes. And one of the most important pieces of data in this case is that JetBlue itself noticed or analyzed or found out that the routes go up, the prices go up by 30% when Spirit leaves. So they have the sense that if they eliminate Spirit, they'll be able to raise prices at least by 17, maybe by 30% on all those routes.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a more philosophical question?
Sure.
Because by the way, I don't disagree with you as it relates to this specific transaction. I think there's a very fair argument to be made that this is a blockable deal. But you made a much larger argument in the piece about service levels, about the seats being, there's the whole, and that's not taken into consideration in terms of what's happened. Yeah. The flip side is you could argue that air travel has been democratized, right? It was a thing for people who were wealthy and maybe upper middle class in the 60s and 70s. Now, it feels like, I don't want to say anybody, but a lot of people can actually buy a ticket. I'm not saying that, and the ticket prices have gone up, but on a relative basis, inflation adjusted, you'd say it's actually maybe even a deal or a steal.
Right.
And so how do you as an academic, but also somebody who's thinking about this in an antitrust way, consider it?
I mean, it depends how far you go back. I agree that if we're going back to the 70s, I think it's true in the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, not that many people could fly. It was almost like computing. Who owned a computer in the 60s? Right. It wasn't like us. That's a little more extreme. And then I think there has been a decrease in price. I think it stopped over the last 10 or 15 years as we allowed Delta, as we allowed American, as we allowed United to buy everybody.
Airlines, though, have not always flourished. They've had some pretty rough times. Even recently, their stocks have been under pressure, too.
It's almost part of the business model because every time they've had real problem, they get a bailout. They just had $54 billion.
But that's a secondary question. So there is, you know more about this than I do about antitrust law. There are sort of views about failing companies, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we allow companies to merge when we think they're failing. The return on equity or return on investment or return on capital in the airline business is not a wonderful business.
I want to disagree. In the 2010s, the airlines were extraordinarily profitable. They were year after year. Look at American Airlines.
When you say extraordinarily profitable on a ROI basis or on a
given that they're an essential service.
I think we're talking about maybe 10%. So
compared to other utilities, that we think about where people have to take them,
right?
Like the train. Like the other things that are essential to the economy, if those are making massive profits, and
when you say massive profits, if I was making 10% on my money, would you say that's a massive profit? What's a number that?
You don't really want the government paying for all of this and winding up like Amtrak.
How about they were solidly profitable? I'll put it that way.
Okay.
I think American Airlines made $8 billion, $9 billion. The CEO said we're never going to lose money again.
Right.
They were solidly profitable, and they have what's that?
They were wrong, though.
They were wrong, but then when they have trouble, they get money from the government to support them.
COVID is different. I think COVID is different. COVID was.
They also got money in bankruptcy. They got about $70 million in bankruptcy proceedings over the early thousands. 9/11, they got another huge jump of money.
Okay, but 9/11 and COVID, I think, are things that were kind of out of their control.
Well, there's always going to be something.
Right.
It's the nature of their business. They could also save the money for shocks instead of having taxpayers. But
shock where the government
the bigger picture is, I think they started.
Tim and I are together on that one. Actually. Yeah.
I think there was a time, but compared to, they're kind of a tech industry. Compare them to computers. Computers have gone way cheaper over time and gotten better. Airline service, hard drives have gotten lower. Airlines just kind of look. If you went to a 1970s airplane, it would be the same product, but actually with larger seats. The 90s...
Not necessarily. These things are much more fuel efficient. There's a lot of things that
There's
go
a little
into
more
airlines
fuel
today.
efficient, but the central
I'll give you actually one, and I don't know if you if you create value for this.
Yeah.
There's so many more flights. Meaning, used to be there'd be one flight, 2 flights a day. Now there's 10, 20, 30 flights that are available. Do you give? That's a value to the system that you can get on the plane to go to LAX at 9 a.m. and you can get on at 10 a.m. and at 11 a.m. and 12 a.m. Whereas, 30 years ago, I don't know how you substantiate.
I think it's a good argument not to let JetBlue buy Spirit, by the way, that there are a lot of routes. Yeah.
Can I ask you very quickly? There's
Yes.
another article. I'm pointing to the New York Post today, but
Yeah.
it talks about New Mexico investigators. They set up fake accounts for kids using artificial intelligence generated photos, created accounts for kids who were 13-year-old girls and things. Found out all of these sexual predators who came after them on these meta social sites. Nothing being done about it.
It is an ongoing scandal.
Horrible pictures that of genitalia, no way to block these things. Sugar daddy saying, I'll pay you $5,000 a month to be my sugar baby.
It is an ongoing scandal. Social media has become the new tobacco, except it's worse than lung cancer. It's like sexual exploitation. And it's shocking to me that Congress has not done anything. States are trying to do things. Federal judges are stopping them. It is a scandalous, terrible situation, and it's embarrassing for all the lawmakers involved.
Thank you. We're going to keep pushing this. I know you're working on another piece. Come back.
Yeah, sure.
Tim, they have pods. If you're lucky enough to be in the front of the plane, they have these pods where the seat goes all the way down, and you have entertainment options. You can watch like Superbad, the movie while the flight goes. Have you been in one of those pods? You don't think that's an improvement?
I think
they do still have they have the gross chicken.
On the 70s airplanes, they had a lounge in economy. I'm not saying it's a good price. They had a piano lounge in economy class. I agree that things have gotten better in first class.
You been in a pod?
The pods are good.
Pod people?
Pods are good, but I'm just saying, for the people of this country, airlines have become uncomfortable, smaller, more expensive.